Welcome to the number one friendship podcast in the country. I'm Aaron Cairo.
I'm Matt Ritter.
Guys, make sure to go to audible.com/the buddy system and manoftheyearpodcast.com to grab our merch and watch our episodes on YouTube. So, Matt, this is a big week for our country. We're coming up on July 4th. It's the sesquicentennial. I'm sure Karen will correct me on that.
250.
250. We did it. Gonna ask you one of my trademark questions. Are you a fireworks guy?
I get I just hate the format of it. I hate am I a guy or not a guy? I get that there are very few fireworks guys to me. Fireworks guy means you have a garage filled with fireworks.
A fireworks guy could also be someone who cannot miss the firework. We got to see him every year.
Right. And I think most people want to see the fireworks.
They want to see him. But when you were a kid, and for new listeners, Matt and I have been friends since second grade on Long Island. When you were a kid, did your dad or did you do fireworks in the street or stuff like that?
No. Do them? No, we never did fire. My mom's
my dad,
way too cautious for that.
My dad would put them in an upright soda bottle and then run away. So dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we ever talked about this in the pod, but every neighborhood has an uncle with four fingers, and it's always a fireworks accident. All over Long Island, there's three-fingered guys that love their fireworks guys. Those are fireworks guys.
For those not watching on YouTube, Matt is holding up, I guess you would call it what is it called? What's it called in the sexual position?
The shockers?
Shockers. Yeah, shockers. Missing fingers.
I guess the one thing about the fireworks to me that always baffled me is the spinning one. Why is there one that spins horizontally?
Yeah, it comes right at you. Yeah.
Yeah. The boomerang. I think they call it the boom. I think it's literally called the boomerang. It's literally telling you this firework will kill you.
I'm actually surprised because knowing you and your brother, you were both rabble rousers. I'm surprised you guys didn't have M80s in your trunk.
He wasn't at all. Only I was. But that was just against our just family, that was just not what you're all doing fireworks stuff. But I did enjoy was it Jones Beach or no, there was another beach. There was a random beach that we didn't normally go to. There was a fireworks beach.
Maybe
Port Jefferson or Port Washington or some other beach.
Yeah.
If we have any Long Island listeners, can you tell us where the best fireworks show was? It was some random beach.
Do you remember what the family is called that does all the fireworks?
Grucci's, baby, the Grucci's.
Yeah.
Are they still the monopoly?
Yeah, Grucci's. Yeah, fireworks by Grucci been since 1850.
Wow. They built this country.
Can you imagine if your family business was fireworks?
Very seasonal.
Very seasonal. Famously seasonal.
You know where they got a big lift?
What?
With the gender reveals.
Oh, yeah. Those aren't really fireworks, though.
Some people are doing fireworks.
I don't even think we've ever discussed gender reveal on this podcast.
I mean, why wouldn't we? We didn't do them. We already knew.
I know, but I'm curious what your thoughts are. Are you a gender reveal guy?
I mean, no, I'm not. Look, I think it's fine. Everybody can do whatever if they want to do a gender reveal. I have no problem with it, but don't kill yourself and don't put anyone in danger over it.
I just I can't think of the word, but the nerve to think that that many people care. It's your parents care and your siblings care.
Yeah, there's 5 people that care.
But these gender reveal parties where they're parachuting down, who gives a shit?
Hey, we say celebrate everything.
Okay, hold on. We do say celebrate everything. I guess
you draw the line at gender reveals.
Gender reveal carve out. It's got to be a gender reveal carve out. And then in general, are you excited for July 4th, 250? Do you care at all?
I think it's cool. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a historian. I'm a patriot. American history I love. It feels like we're no longer a new country anymore. 250? I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
We were always the new kid on the block. Every day we're growing up in school in like Europe, the old country. We're like this new country. 250 is pretty legit.
A couple of months ago, King Charles was here. Did you hear any of his jokes?
No.
He
Do you
was
do
like,
bits?
yeah, he did a lot of bits. He was like, America was founded 250 years ago, or as we say in Britain, just the other day.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So yeah, we are getting up there. I would say I sort of get fireworks FOMO if I don't see it because you're like in bed. I mean, you and I were in bed at like 10,
Yeah.
and then you're hearing the fireworks in the distance
Well, LA is the worst fireworks city in the country. Let's just be clear.
because of the smoke pollution.
No, just because it never stops all night. All the
Oh,
dogs are terrified. Kids can't sleep. It's
yeah.
the
I
absolute
mean,
worst.
you think that's different than Houston?
Yeah, I don't think it goes all night long the way it does here. I think we have the biggest fireworks, like illegal fireworks situation in the country.
Do you remember, like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago? I think it was in San Diego. All the fireworks went off at once.
What you mean, like by accident? They set them
Yeah.
all early.
Yeah.
What a mishap!
But it was like incredible. I mean, it's the best 20 seconds of fireworks you've ever
Oh
seen in
yeah,
your life.
yeah, yeah. They shot their load.
Yeah.
The premature evacuation of all the fireworks.
Last question before I segue. Have you ever seen kind of the drone now, like this drone light
Yeah,
shows?
they're pretty cool.
Are you a drone guy?
It could be. I mean, I don't know much about it, but I will say I'm terrified of drone warfare.
Of like anybody with $50 can just
I mean, have you seen any of the Ukraine-Russia war footage, drone
yeah,
footage? I mean, if that
yeah.
doesn't terrify you to your core, there's something wrong with you.
Because aren't they called like suicide drones? They
That's what I'm
just
saying. But like, what's to say that that couldn't happen to you here in the U.S.?
yeah,
We live in this bubble where it's like, oh,
yeah,
that's there. It's like, no, anybody with a drone, by the way, can get into airspace at the airport. Like, there's a lot of dangerous stuff.
yeah. There's a push. I don't know how far it's going for. I think it's called last mile delivery. Like here in LA, we have those little robots
Yes,
that
I know
drive
about
around,
last mile. Yeah.
but they're trying to do drones. It's just drop it in your backyard.
Yeah. Yeah. In the middle of the
And
country, that could be big.
well, because there's more room to like
Yeah.
land and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not enough people for it to like
No,
matter. Right? Maybe.
God. There's going to be drones flying all over our heads very soon, huh?
Yeah, we're headed. I mean, we're not making it to 350.
And how do you know whether the drone has a weapon on it or not?
Like,
I
is that
mean,
my kid? Is that my
right? Is that
Ole,
my,
or is it a
right?
bomb?
Is that Predator's Peppa Pig underwear, or is it a suicide drone? I don't know whether to shoot it down or not.
Yeah, we're gonna have anti-drone.
The skies are going to be chaotic, chaotic.
Oh man, well, that was all a preamble to talk about independence in friendship, which I think is a pretty good segue, to be honest.
Actually,
No,
pretty good. No, it's pretty good.
um,
Independence in
yeah,
friendship.
because I think we're both like fairly independent people, and I'm certainly an independent friend. And one thing that came up was like, is there a line between like being a very independent friend and like neglecting your buddies a little bit? Like if you're always doing your own thing and you're never doing anything with the gang,
Yeah.
have you over independentized yourself?
I would say not to criticize you, I always had that concern with you. Because I was, yeah, about you. I mean, like I think you've gotten more out of never leave the apartment kind of thing that you were in a few years ago, but that was because you were independent and you had your routines and whatever, and that worked for you. But like as an outsider, I was always like, is that healthy? Like, are you seeing your friends enough or whatever? Look, I tend to think that everybody needs socialization, a certain degree of socialization, no matter how independent, because we get these listeners sometimes or readers who just say, I don't need friends. I'm good. I'm a lone wolf, or I've got my family. Like, sure, I guess there's that anomalous case here and there where somebody just has, like the same way that some people are asexual. Like there are a few asexual people, right? Afriendsual. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the term is, Karo. Come up
Yeah.
with one. Afrentual. But I really do think 99% of us are built as social creatures. And so it's great to be independent, but I do think there's a line that we're like, okay, you've turned your independence into a mutually exclusive thing from having a healthy friend circle.
Yeah, I would say two things. One is that, which is kind of odd considering I have a friendship podcast, is that like I've learned that our DNAs are very different. Which I don't actually feel loneliness. Like that's
Mm.
not a. I'm like one of those people who like don't feel pain because they're missing a neuron.
Right. So you're afrentual. You have a
But that's
afrentual
different.
gene.
But that's different. Like if I have a whole week where I don't see the gang, I feel fine. You would be at your wits end.
Yeah.
But I still am aware and I want to see the gang, hang out and make plans. And so I
You're like
think
was that called a sociopath or a psychopath? Which one is the which one? I can never tell the difference. What is this? So I know there's like a clinical term of people who understand empathy, but they don't have it.
yeah, yeah. Honestly, like the movie Castaway, I'm like, is that wish fulfillment? It'd be great. Just 5 minutes of
Like,
peace and
give
quiet.
me a ball and a pie, cut a hole in, and I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. A coconut, and it'd be great. Um, but I think that is a fair criticism for me from like 15 years ago. But like, yeah, I think it is possible to do your own thing so much that you're neglecting the homies.
Yeah.
Like friendship is the opposite of doing your own thing. It's doing something with somebody else.
But I don't think they're mutually exclusive. Like, I think you can exist as a very independent person. I think we both are.
Yeah.
I think I run a very independent life.
Mhm.
Um, but, and I also think a lot of independent people can be friends with other independent people and they don't suddenly
Yeah.
become dependent on each other. And I
Yeah.
wonder, do independent people have this fear? Is there some sort of fear that, like, oh, I'm going to lose my independence by
Mm.
being more part of a friend group?
You know what? On that note, why don't we go to an early listener question, which kind of touches on some of this?
Mm.
We'll be right back with a listener question. Okay, guys, this is asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question or ethical dilemma, send it to us on Instagram. Our handle is Man of the Year Podcast, and we will answer on the show, and we can anonymize it if you'd like. Okay. Dear Matt and Karo, love the pod and watch you guys on YouTube every Tuesday. Okay. Good. We got a YouTube subscriber. You can see that Matt's wearing an LA Dodgers hat. We're not going to get into it. He knows how I feel. So here's my question. This is from the guy. I recently went through a breakup and I didn't tell any of my friends about it because I didn't want to burden them. And also I was kind of sad/embarrassed. But now one of my buddies is mad that I kept it from him. And he's like, this makes it feel like we're not that close. From my perspective, I was just being respectful of his time and energy and want to like them have to go after me. But my question is like, when does independence cross into shutting people out?
Yeah. Look, we each have our boundaries, but I do believe, I got to say, when I find out like major things about people and I'm just like, okay, I guess we're not that close if you didn't feel comfortable telling me that, like I think it's in our nature to be like, okay, this is how I judge our closeness by like what I even know about this person.
Matt, I think it's fair now we can reveal my recent life news.
Okay.
We're kind of touching
Whoa.
on it again.
Should we do like a alert? Can we put an alert symbol like a drone explosion?
It says a big news.
A reveal, a drone reveal, a fireworks reveal on our Independence Day.
Yeah, so on this Independence Day, I'm no longer independent. Your boy Karo has a new girlfriend. Very, very excited. I don't know. Maybe we'll keep her name off the pod for now.
Yeah. For now, it's probably a good idea. I mean, do you have her blessing to even reveal?
You know what? I don't, but I think it's
Okay.
probably fine. We're at that moment where it's fine. So I didn't tell anybody, including Matt, that I was even dating anybody for 2 months until I felt we were like getting pretty close. And I told the gang, and people were very happy. A couple people were. Lindsay and Christina were mad.
I was not, because I know
Katrina,
you.
yeah,
I know your nature
yeah,
is very like private, and we already have established your boundary. And
yeah.
so I'm curious, why do you feel that they have a right to feel that way, or like you have a different, like, I don't know, way of communicating with them?
Well, is it? It was Lindsay, Katrina, and
The
Christina.
women, the women.
The women, the women.
Okay, so maybe it is because women expect that you don't get to have that sort of boundary with their closest friends.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the gossip gene is just so strong, and they share everything. And I just want to. I actually did share with my sister before anyone.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the girls were like more focused on like, why didn't you say anything? Where the guys were like, that's amazing. Like, when do we get to meet her?
Right. No, that is very funny. That is very
Yeah.
telling about the nature, because we have a close male crew, and not one of us was like, I can't believe you didn't tell me sooner. Like, I do expect you to tell me in a time bound fashion. I
Yeah.
felt it was within the acceptable time bound range.
Well, Matt, you said, is this a bit? And then when I actually, the week before, I brought her to something with best friend Mike, I told him I'm bringing my new girlfriend. He goes, I thought you were joking.
um, that was just razzing you. I knew it was real news.
Yeah.
And that's how male friends, handle good news appropriately.
Do you think it would have made a difference? Because the question asker is bad news. Do you think that would have made a difference?
Well, no, because look, I think close friends want you to share good news and bad. They want you to share. It's not
Yeah.
like about what you're sharing. They want you to share. That's part and parcel of like, am I actually your close friend? Because by the same token, like, the reciprocity principle has to be like, if you don't share with me, then maybe you don't want me to share with you.
Mm.
And I think that's the concern that maybe um, some people who are very independent might not see the other side of it. Of like, okay, so if you're saying that you don't want to share that stuff, then maybe I shouldn't be sharing with you. Maybe we're not that close. I think it gets into that space of like, well, I don't know how close we are if
Right.
you don't feel comfortable sharing this stuff.
I'm trying to get into the head of the friend. So his buddy has just confided to him, like, yeah, what's my fake name for a girl? Jimmy is my fake guy name. Lisa, I think.
Okay.
He just found, hey, me and Lisa broke up. Actually, happened like a few months ago. I didn't say anything. I mean, mad is a pretty strong
Well,
term.
I think part of it is friends want to be able to be a friend.
Right.
And so if you don't tell them, you've basically taken away their opportunity to be a friend when you might have needed them. And then they're like, well, I didn't know I was needed. And now I feel bad. Or I don't know. There's a lot of feelings, I think, that can get hurt there.
Can I ask you kind of a tangential but like sort of related topic?
Yeah.
What do you think when, I mean, it happens with celebrities because that's who we know about. Like when oh my God, oh gosh, what's his name? He played Black Panther. What's his name? With a C.
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. Sick, didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, and that's his right. I mean, all of us have this, again, like this independent. You have every right to live your life the way you and your inner core decide you want to live.
Yeah.
But you have to recognize that that is going to impact other people, and they're going to react how they're going to react. And
Yeah.
so, like, you can't control other people's reactions, right? So if you go, hey, I'm not going to tell my friends out of respect for them, or out of my own privacy issues, whatever, you have to be willing to accept the quote unquote blowback to your friendship with that choice. So they can respect it, but I do think they can also choose to say, okay, well, that hurts me and I don't feel like we're close. I think that's a fair reaction.
I think that, but you also mentioned two use cases there. There's
Yeah.
one where you're like, I'm not ready to share. I'm really upset. I'm sad. I'm embarrassed. That's A. B is like, oh, I don't want to tell Matt because I don't want to burden him. That's, I think, separate. I kind of think you're allowed to maybe get a little more mad on the second one. Like, what do you mean burden me? This is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Like, why would you think it's a burden?
Yeah. Wait, so can we back to you for a second? So were the women actually upset?
Not upset, just, I mean, not like I'm mad at you, but like, I can't believe
Right. But
you
they
know,
know
just
you're pretty private.
probably about dating, but it's also like, listen, if I'm putting myself in your guys' shoes, we talk all the time. Lindsay,
Yeah.
Christina, all the time, you.
Right.
So it is a little, there was a little bit of subterfuge, I'll
Yeah.
admit. What are you up to? Nothing, but I was.
Yeah, but I always assume that could be the case at any given time.
You always assume, I mean, that's a good friend. You always assume them just, dating, and which,
Yeah,
I
there
mean, I
could.
was.
Yeah, I assume there could be some. I listen, but here's the thing. So I guess that's just me, right? So you have a choice as a friend. You know your friends, right? Like
Yeah.
I think it's partly like, okay, so this listener question is relevant in the sense that do you know your friend's character and the way that they go about friending and what are their pre-existing boundaries, right? Because I think it's one thing for Cairo not to reveal that he has a girlfriend until he's ready and far along. It's another for somebody who normally reveals everything to their friends and then suddenly doesn't tell them about a breakup. Like that to me feels like grounds for your friends to be like, are we not close, man? Because with your situation, I don't think anybody who knows you well enough and chooses to be friends with you would have any like shock. Like I'm surprised they're surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's true. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where my ex-therapist Joan says I can never imagine other people's point of view. If someone came to me and was like, "Hey, I've had a girlfriend the past 6 months." I'd be like, "Great." you
Right.
know, who gives a I mean, like, you didn't tell me? I don't know. You told me when
No,
you
but
told me.
look, as I said, part of friendship is sharing with each other on some level,
Yeah, that's
But
true.
I
That's
think
fair.
in your own, time and in your own ways, some people are
Yeah.
more open and some people are more closed. Like, because if you think that that's the only mark of a friend, then you're only going to want to be friends with super open, like people who are spilling their guts out. And you're not going to want to be friends with people that are, more independent and, kind of play things closer to the vest. And that's a lot of people.
So what would you advise the guy who went through the breakup and now his buddy is a little peeved at him?
Well, I would explain myself. I would say,
Yeah.
look, actually, I appreciate that you care so much. I honestly, I didn't even think anyone cared that much.
Yeah.
Because that's probably really what's going on with
But that's
people
actually even
who,
more insulting.
no, but I'm saying, I think a lot of people who like don't tell people stuff, they just don't think like they don't want a burden or, they
Right.
just don't think it's, that matters that much. Whatever it is, we don't really know why, but I'm saying just be like, or you could say, look, I was embarrassed. I was not feeling great about it. Just be honest, like about your feeling, or like, I'm not really good at sharing that stuff. But now that I know that you'd want to know, look, I will be more mindful of it in the future.
And what advice would you give to the friend who feels aggrieved?
I mean, I think you can tell them, hey, man, like, you know, like your friends, like Lindsay, I think guys are not good about saying that stuff, or most of us don't really, care, but maybe they do. Like we've had some recent stuff where some friends have told me some things and I didn't know they were going on. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, I wish you would have told me sooner,
Yeah.
because I feel like I missed an opportunity to be a better friend. And this is also why, as a general rule for the pod, we're always like checking on your friends more often.
Yeah.
So, 6 months goes by. As I said, I think I said this last episode, like if you don't talk to your friend in 6 months, something bad has happened to them in life.
Right.
Like that's just the nature of the I'm not saying something horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something bad has happened.
Yeah. It's true. That's true.
So I don't think there's one size fits all for it. But if your friend has indicated you like, they are hurt by you not sharing, I think you should, just be like, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't, I didn't realize that you would want to be, I'm glad to hear, be like, look, first of all, I'm happy to hear that you are, invested in, wanted to be there for me. So apologies, but if you don't feel like that's part of your, like, Kara, what are you going to do going forward? You're not going to suddenly start sharing with people in a different way that you don't want to share with.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I will say I was excited to tell everyone. I actually kind of felt bad, but I was like, I can't jinx it.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying going forward, you're not going to suddenly change and now start like,
oh, no, not at all.
Sharing stuff. So my point is like,
yeah,
people saying, oh, I wish you would have told me. It's like, yeah, I know, but that's how I am. Like it's also like, that's just how I am, like yep. Take me or leave me. I'm not I'm not like that revealing of my private stuff, but it's one of those things where it's a good problem when your friends are like, I want to know more.
Yeah. I want to run one more thing by you guys. I was asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question, send us to Instagram. All right. My last thing was that like a friend does come to you and you're helping them out. They're going through something. We've had some questions of like, then the friend kind of gets over their thing and they don't need you anymore. And the person who was helping feels a little aggrieved. Like, oh, like, I guess you don't need me anymore.
I've had that.
Yeah.
Had that fairly recently.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a choice to make, I think.
Yeah.
Like, because part of me was like, I could choose to be really annoyed by this.
Mm-hmm.
I could choose to feel used a bit, mm-hmm. and like part of me was letting those thoughts get in, and then like when it's over, it's like, okay, so now I'm not hearing from you regularly anymore. And that was just like a quick hit you needed. Okay. I think you should take the information in, like it's useful, like to see like, oh, okay, this person calls me when they need stuff and like do with that info what you will.
Okay. I'm going to make a very, hold on. I lost my thing. Fun, off color joke. To me, this is context dependent, to quote the Penn's ex-president. No, sorry. Yeah. If an inner to secondary friend is doing it, you're doing triage, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
And I'd say, oh, okay, they're okay now. Fine. If it's someone who's kind of coming out of secondary to tertiary or fringe friend territory, then it's a little like I feel a little used.
Yeah. Because look, we always say friendship isn't always 50-50. Sometimes people need you. Sometimes you need them.
Doesn't it matter who the person is who needs you?
But I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Like any close friends have, months where it's like, I got to listen to them for a while. Fine. Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm fine. That's how it is. Like I don't know that there's going to come a time where I need them for like that, but fine. I'm okay with that. Even if there isn't, that's just part of friendship. But yes, I think when somebody who's not your close friend and they come in and they're needing you, that's nice to do it. But if you realize that like it was just that and now it's, over, it's fine. I don't know. To me, I'm like, why get worked up about it? It's fine. Take the knowledge in and just go, okay, am I going to do this again or not?
Do you believe in good karma?
I do. Do you?
Yeah. I mean, do I believe in it? I feel like am I a karma guy?
Well, I believe energy is real. And so I believe like I put out good energy. I get good energy back every day that I walk out into the world. So I don't know what karma is, other than that.
Yeah. Yeah. But then I get hung up on people who like put out negative energy into the world and seem to be doing just fine.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
But you can't judge people's outside.
You poke a hole into my theory. Yeah. You poke a gaping hole into the karmic theory.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was good. This was a good independence episode. I hope you are very careful this weekend with the fireworks going out all night, and you don't have a dog anymore, so you're fine.
Can I just add one final note before we end this podcast?
Please.
I'm so glad to see the high school kids are hacky sacking again.
Oh yeah. You know what? Let's talk about the top of the next episode.
Okay, great.
Because I have a lot to say about this.
Great.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends. Happy Independence Day.
Oh, happy Independence Day.
Love you, buddy.